Welcome back to CMO Weekly, the podcast where we spotlight marketing leaders who are driving innovation and reshaping industries. Today, we're excited to welcome Ivan Vučković, a seasoned expert with over 18 years of experience in e-commerce, omnichannel sales, and digital advertising. As a growth director at Casumo, one of the most distinctive and innovative online iGaming providers, Ivan oversees all acquisition channels and MarTech, bringing a growth hacking mindset to every initiative. Ivan's impressive career spans leadership roles across various verticals, including e-commerce and telecom communications. He's an accomplished entrepreneur as well, having founded and successfully exited 2 startups. His hands-on approach, coupled with his ability to identify and seize growth opportunities, has made him a key player in driving business transformation and innovation. In today's episode, we'll dive into Ivan's career journey, his strategies for growth in the competitive iGaming space, and hear a little bit about his entrepreneurial mindset. Ivan, thank you for coming on the show, man.
Thank you for calling me.
Of course. Super excited to have you. I would love to go back all the way to, when you were growing up, right? What was your first introduction to the casino industry and gambling in general?
So basically, this came I would say 3 years ago, to be honest. But before I started with e-com, and
were you a big fan of the gambling industry?
Not really. I was actually very lucky to get there by luck.
What were you into back then?
I was actually in e-com and telco.
Okay.
But when I started, I wasn't in nothing of that. I was actually in web hosting. So this was something that completely different from everything. And this is basically when I started with my marketing career.
Okay. And when did you realize your first love of marketing as well, right? Was there a specific brand or campaign, or is there something even that you saw?
I wouldn't say it was love. I think it was something you needed to do because I ran my own company.
Yeah.
And then I needed to do the ads, and you needed to learn how to do the ads, to be honest. So that was my first step with the marketing. And I started to run my own Google Ads campaigns. So this was the first, I would say, intro to marketing at all.
Did you always have a entrepreneurial mindset?
Yeah, I think I was raised up in an entrepreneurial family. So my father and mother, they both have their own companies, and I knew this is the way I would like to go in a further career.
Yeah.
But I also knew that I would like to test and work also in a big companies, to see how it's actually there. So I had really luck to combine the both, the entrepreneurship side, but also the working in a bigger company.
What did your first exit teach you, just about business in general?
To take a break. I was so exhausted, to be honest. And I think my first exit was really a mistake. I was just too young and I was overloaded with everything. And I actually saw the exit as a cape route, to go from everywhere, just to put it out. Because I was really overloaded with everything, because people usually forget when you are working for yourself, you are responsible for everything. You are one-man band. There is nobody to help you, So that was the biggest lesson. Maybe just I would need some break,
Break.
Yeah.
And what about the second exit?
That was much smarter because I knew what I want to do. I had a plan how I'm going to achieve it. And basically, I knew that I don't want to build that up, that business more than the level I wanted.
So you had a goal.
So I knew when I will get to this limit that I probably will gonna get off.
What was that business?
Web hosting. So I really made it again from zero. I get a really nice number of the clients, start to develop the business, and then I sold it.
How long have you been in growth marketing in general?
I would say from always.
Always, right?
Yeah.
How has it changed over the last
dramatically. Before it was much more easier, it was easier and harder, but the number of channels was smaller. The number of tools were smaller. Also, the targets were smaller because the ecosystem was smaller, on the online. Currently, I think it's very, very, very demanding and very challenging, because of the choosing of the channels, of the tools, of the targets in the end, the competitors, the changes in technologies. I think it's really, really.
And when Casumo came to you, right, were you aware of them for a while, or what was your first introduction to them?
I was aware of them for a while, and also the boss, who's my boss now. Actually, I worked with him in the X company, so I was aware of the Casumo, what Casumo represents, what is actually Casumo, and I saw it as a really big challenge and a really, really big, nice step up to move.
Why did they bring you on, and what problems were you there to solve?
Because of the growth, I would say, and because
And what is and growth meaning revenue growth meaning
revenue growth, new customers growth, reorganization of the mindset of the department, I would say, reorganization of the mindset of the people we are working with, because
yeah.
this is the main challenge that we started to tackle when we came there. It was firstly to kind of reorganize the mindsets, to try to reorganize the department, how it works, to try to find the best people to bring them in the company, and then to go and to grow when we have the hygiene set up and we have all the bases set up. So that was the first part what we did, and then we continue with the normal.
And what have you found working in the last year or so for you guys? Some whether it be Google, right? Is there what is your
It
strategy?
really depends on the market, to be honest. But I would say affiliates always,
Affiliate?
obviously.
Yeah.
But very carefully, I think we need to think here as not go in bigger numbers, but really on handful of affiliates with whom you will have a good relationship, who are really good to work with you, that will bring value to you, but you will also bring value to them. Obviously, Google Ads. I think the new channels are coming in the future for sure. TikTok is coming easily in this region. Snapchat, and all the others.
Sure.
Yeah, but I would say Google Ads currently is one of the best platforms to do.
And one kind of leadership of Casumo, what about the company really brought you in? You said you knew the person who hired you, but what about their leadership style and Casumo in general really spoke to you?
So it was again to change the mindset, to take the challenge, and really to try to transform the company. So that was the first mission that we.
And what about what they were doing, right? Like what?
They were starting doing that. So when I came, it was actually the start of that process. So it was in the September 2023. So it really started to change. The process starts a little bit earlier, but that's actually when they started the change, when they started the transformative change of the company, of the mindset, of the tools that we are using, of the way how we are working, of the way how we understand the market. So it was really, I would say, it was tough, but also very nice and challenging period to be in customer.
Sure. And right now you're in a leadership role. You have some direct report trade. What is your leadership style for them? And secondly, a lot of our listeners are in their mid-20s, younger, and looking for jobs. What are some key traits that you look for when hiring?
So my leadership style, I would say it's trust mainly. So I believe that everybody should take responsibility for the things that they are doing. I do not believe on overseeing every step what you are doing, but trust is the key element that we need to have. So I need to trust you so that we can work. Because if I will hire you because I believe you. And you should be smarter than me in general, or have better ideas, because in the other way, I really will not need you in general.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing. The second thing for the new hires, what I would suggest is to be curious and to be ready to dig towards, to go forward. I think that even if we talk about juniors, I think even the experience is not so important, to be very fair and to be honest. You just need to have this curious mindset.
Sure.
And will to work and will to ask the questions, and to move forward. This is the most important thing. What I'm basically looking with the group.
What's your hot take on the future of this industry? Like, what do you think? What are some predictions that you think will happen?
It's very hard to say, to be honest, because of all the compliance thing and every legislation and everything is going to be complicated more. But industry would be here as it is always. I think it's just going to be harder because of the complications of the legalistics, whatever. But and also the new channels, the new way how consumers are behaving. I think it's going to be challenging for us, but everything else will stay the same. We're not going to go nowhere.
What's one thing that a lot of people don't understand about your role at Casumo and leading growth?
A lot of things, I would say, but the other thing they don't understand that actually it connects all departments in our company. It's not just the growth, because you are dependent also on the product, you are dependent also on IT, you are dependent also on brand, you are dependent also on finance. So it's I think actually the growth role is a connector in the company for everybody in general.
Sure.
So we are basically connecting all the parts of the company to grow in general as a Casumo.
How do you balance creativity and data in your marketing strategies to retain players?
So basically, I'm a big fan of data, to be honest. I think my background is also MarTech, where the data is one of the keys for work in general.
Yes.
So we do base our decisions on data-driven decisions. Obviously, in gambling, we are also a little bit regulated with the data and what we can do and what we cannot do.
Yeah.
So that's why we are really analyzing whatever we can from our side, but we are using the data in, for example, to see the banners that are performing the best,
Yeah.
how to proceed with the creativity in general, what are the messages that we need to say to our customers. But I would say that generally in Casumo currently, data-driven approach is the way we are.
Yeah. And the iGaming industry is very competitive, but what strategies do you use to, stand out and maintain that growth?
To be honest, like I said, it depends on the market.
Yeah.
But we are really trying to be visible currently and try to show Casumo to as much customers here as we can. And we are trying to use the mix of all the channels that we have available. It obviously depends on the market, but we are trying to be innovative in our approach. We are not just trying to send you the banners. Here's the welcome bonus and just use it. We are trying to be more innovative in that approach.
Totally. And I want to talk about personal and professional growth as well. What's the biggest challenge that you faced in your career and how did you overcome it?
Oh, there was few of them. Casumo was one of them, to be honest, also in the end, because it was really challenging in this transformative period. But what I would say, what was the most formative for myself was transferring from e-com to telco business.
Okay.
When I came basically from industry, which I was really comfortable in, to industry that I don't know nothing, and that was totally different from anything I was working before. It was really hard for me to adapt in the first few months, but when I managed, it was really nice. But that was really, really big jump and change from the classical e-com world where everything is allowed, where you can do basically everything, to firstly highly regulated, again, industry and highly strategic industry. So it was really, really challenged, to be honest.
And if you could give one piece of advice to your younger self or upcoming growth marketers, what would it be?
Oh, it would be to take a break when you need to take a break,
Yeah.
and to always be curious.
How do you know when to take a break?
All your body tells you. All your body tells you it's time to take a break. But now I learned, when is the time actually when I need to stop and when I need to kind of breathe and move forward. But I would always say to early, even younger, even to be always be curious.
Always be curious. And with we spoke a lot about your career, but we'd love to talk about your personal life as well. What are some things that you're proud of there?
Oh, my family, my kids. I have 2 kids, a daughter and a son. So that's my first proud always.
Sure.
And I like that's the main thing.
And what is the experience of having a family taught you just about life in general?
Oh, that they're first. That's the only thing you need to know. Family first, everything else rest.
Absolutely. Well, I think that's a good place to start entering our quick question round.
Thank you. And
Cool. That's great. Anything else you want to cover?
no, I think that's
Perfect.
cool.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
great. Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think that was nice.
Yeah, short, sweet, but nice, and you covered a lot.
Yeah, I think it's that. I think it's good. I survived. That's important,
You did great.
Cool. We are done.
I'm going to ask you a couple fun questions for like 3 minutes.
Okay.
We're going to hit the quick press round. Shout out to Open Fortune for making this possible. Person you most want to sit down to dinner with, dead or alive?
That's a good question. Maybe even weird in this situation, but I would go with Elon Musk.
You're on us. Favorite city in the world?
Zagreb.
Is it okay to sleep with socks on?
It's okay.
Is it okay to sleep with socks on?
Yeah, I do that constantly.
I thought we were
It says he does it all the time. Me too.
All the time. It's normal thing.
doing socks here.
Yeah.
I'm losing a lot of money.
Yeah, you are down this time.
Always.
Yes. Favorite rom-com?
Favorite?
Favorite movie?
It depends. It's all the Marvel things you could choose.
Marvel?
Yeah.
Best part to eat in Croatia?
Not sure, to be honest.
In 40 years from now, what will people be nostalgic for?
What would be nostalgic for? I would say time without the internet. That's the most.
Yeah. What's the worst advice you've been given?
What's the worst advice I was given? That's actually a good question, but I think that it was that people will help you, they will not help you.
And the best advice?
The better to believe in yourself.
And last, where can we catch you in 10 years?
When we're
Where do you think you'll be in 10 years?
I don't know, to be honest. I never had that question, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, Ivan, thanks so much for coming on, man. That was
fine,
great.
fine. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, that was nice.
Nice.